Guys, I don't actually want you to worry about me getting drafted into the military because I don't have a wiener, so that wouldn't happen anyway. But this is more of like a hypothetical situation if I did have one. You know, even then I wouldn't be allowed to because I have asthma and other issues. And apparently you're not allowed to go to the military if you can't breathe or something. What the fuck is that? When the fuck did you get here? Anyway, I made it. I made a list of reasons why the U.S. military should not draft me for the next war. First thing is that I am pale as shit. Okay. Now you may be thinking, well, what does that have to play into why you couldn't go to the military? I will tell you. Okay.
In the course of this campaign that you
Hello?
Do I got any boogers? I can't even go outside for more than a few minutes without being burnt to a crisp. I feel like that would be a bit of a liability in the military. I don't think that would be something that they would particularly like in a soldier. You know, when I go outside, whether it be 2 minutes to 2 hours, I am slathered in cream of sun. Now, I feel like I can't imagine me going into basic training. You know, we're doing we're doing, you know, the push-ups and we're running in the woods and whatever else they do. And I'd be like, hey, sir, I just need to like sir, can I go reapply my sunscreen? I feel like I would probably get punched in the face. And I feel like I don't want that. I don't imagine that I could be in, you know, at the front lines of a war. I would be being burnt to a crisp. And that would interfere with my shooting. That would interfere with my combat. Second, multiple disabilities, right? We talked about not being able to breathe well. I can understand, you know, a little bit why that would be an issue. The other issues I have, we are not going to get into. Third is that I am out of shape as fuck. But that's because of the issues. That's because of the, okay, I work out. You see that? You see that right there? Pure muscle, baby. You think I could get that without working out? No, here's the thing. I could potentially gain more muscle, but in terms of stamina,
I will never get that.
I've accepted the fact. You know, one time a couple of years ago, I ran every single day, pushed myself to the absolute limit, to the point of almost collapsing for a whole year. I think I actually regressed in the amount of time that I was able to run by the end of that year. But I feel like there's a booger in my nose. Hang on. Couldn't tell you. Anyway, third is that the military is too loud. I don't like loud noises. Not a fan. You know, when they have the big boom booms and stuff, I'd be plugging my ears. And I feel like that's a problem when people are like shooting at you on the front lines and you're supposed to be like shooting back at them and you just don't want to hear loud noises, so you plug your ears, but then you get shot and then you die. So I don't know if that would be good for that. Number 5, you know, in basic training, when they're like, they try to desensitize you, they yell at you in your face and whatever. I would yell back. And I don't know, I feel like that would get me into a little bit of some trouble with that, but
You're not gonna yell at me.
You're not gonna yell at me and expect me not to yell back. Just use your words. Use your words at a reasonable volume. There's no reason to be doing all that. Okay. Next we have heat intolerance. I cannot tolerate a single ounce of heat. I think in this room right now it is about 70 degrees, yet I am still very warm. But that just depends on, you know, some days it could be like 78 in here and I'd be like, that's still warm, but I'd be able to like, it'd be okay. You know, the other day it was like 100 degrees out, literally 100 degrees outside. And it was like that for like 3 days. Not a single finger of my body stepped outside of this house for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 7 is I have terrible ass eyesight. I'm wearing contacts right now so I can see you right here. Or me, not you. Guys, I can't actually see you, no. I see you sitting on the toilet.
Nancy.
Yesterday my mom and I were taking a walk around a couple of blocks, and the next door neighbors left right at the same time that we did, and they had their kids in like stroller or whatever, but they went in the opposite direction because I don't really like to talk to people. I asked my mom if they were gonna like turn back around on the same road that we were, and we were gonna like meet up, because I did not want that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we went around, turned back, coming back in this direction. Right as we turn in the corner, I'm like, are you sure that they're not going to be coming this way? And she's like, no, they always go in the other place or something. I don't know. And I'm like, okay, right as we were turning the corner. And then my mom starts waving. She's like, hi. She's like, wave. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck are we waving? So I'm like... We get closer. It is in fact our neighbors. I thought that it was a tree that was waving its leaves in the wind. It was in fact 4 different people in a group. So we get closer and then we have to...
You have to talk with them.
We were talking... Who knows what we were talking about? But I was just like, I wanted to get out of that situation. So the mom of the family eventually was like, all right, it was nice to see you, Marie. And I was just like, I would say the same, but I can't see shit.
I'm not even 100% sure who you are.
I think I said this before, but I frequently mix up mailboxes and bunny rabbits. I was at a little party the other day. I was the designated driver because... What was the point? Because all of my friends were drunk. I feel like me driving at night was probably the same level of how they would drive. Very sloshed. So. Anyway, I wrote this list a few days ago. For number 9, I just wrote hostage. I don't know what that was about. Oh, right. If I were to be taken hostage, I would immediately give them every single detail of information that they asked for so that they would release me. That could become a bit of an issue. I would tell them everything and anything that they wanted. Because if we were to go to war, it would probably be over some dumb-ass reason, and I would only be going to the military because you would legally have to if I had a wiener. Well, no, I wouldn't, like I said, because, this is hypothetical. Okay, number 10 is that I am pale as I already said that, but I just wanted to really drive that point in there because it's kind of a big thing if you think about it. And then we have, if I'm going up against a man that's maybe like 200 pounds of muscle, I feel like that could become an issue. I don't know if there's much I could, but here's the thing, I'm a pretty good shot. Right? Not if I don't have my contacts in. Imagine just like someone steals my contacts before I'm able to put them in and like that's how I get taken out. It's not even that. It's like you wouldn't even, if you took my contacts and you just leave me there, and I would probably die because I wouldn't be able to find my way back from where we were. Like everything would just look the same, just blobs of everything. The thing is, my eyesight is getting worse. It's not funny, but I need to laugh about it because that's the only way. Right. Anyway, please, if the US government is watching this, I would not like to be drafted into the next war. I don't think that would be fun. Yeah.